And it is President's Day. And ask yourself a question. Do you really know what President's Day is? You think you really know? Well, maybe it's not what you think it is. Of course, you get politicians involved trying to make up a holiday. It does get confusing. So, what we're going to be talking about is what is President's Day. President's Day originally came out of Washington's birthday. Washington's birthday is a United States federal holiday celebrated on the third month of February in honor of George Washington, the first president of the United States, who was born on February 22, 1732. It can occur between February 15th through February 21st inclusive. The day is also now widely known as President's Day and is often an occasion to honor the incumbent president and all persons who have served as president, not just George Washington. The day is a state holiday in most states, with official names including Washington's Birthday, President's Day with an apostrophe at the end of President's, or President's Day, apostrophe owning possession, and Washington and Lincoln's Birthday. Depending upon the specific law, the state holiday might officially celebrate Washington alone. Washington and Abraham Lincoln, whose birthday is February 12th, or some other combination of U.S. presidents, such as Washington and the third president, Thomas Jefferson, who was born in April. Although Lincoln's birthday, February 12th, was never a federal holiday, nearly half the state governments have officially renamed their Washington's birthday observances as President's Day, or Washington and Lincoln Day, or other such designations. However, President's Day is not always an inclusive term and might refer to only a selection of presidents. Several states honor presidents with official state holidays that do not fall on the third Monday of February. In Massachusetts, the state officially celebrates Washington's birthday on the same day as the federal holiday. State law also directs the governor to issue an annual President's Day proclamation on May 29th, John F. Kennedy's birthday, honoring the presidents with Massachusetts roots. Kennedy, John Adams, John Quincy Adams, and Calvin Coolidge included. In California, Connecticut, Missouri, and Illinois, while Washington's birthday is a federal holiday, Abraham Lincoln's birthday is still a state holiday, falling on February 12th, regardless of the day of the week. In New Mexico, President's Day, at least its state government-paid holiday, is observed on the Friday following Thanksgiving. In Georgia, President's Day, at least as a state government-paid holiday, is observed on Christmas Eve. Similarly, in Indiana, Washington's birthday is observed on Christmas Eve or the day preceding the weekend if Christmas falls on Saturday or Sunday, while Lincoln's birthday is the day after Thanksgiving. Are you confused? Well, you shouldn't be. George Washington was officially born on February 11, 1731, in Connecticut. At the time, the entire British Empire, including its North American possessions, was on the Julian calendar. The empire, not being bound to the Catholic Church, had not yet adopted the modern Gregorian calendar that Catholic countries had adopted in 1582. Consequently, by the 1730s, the Julian calendar used by Britain and the colonies was 11 days behind the Gregorian due to leap year differences. Furthermore, the British Civil Year began on March 25th rather than the 1st, so that dates in February, such as this one, belong to the preceding year. In 1752, the British Empire switched to the Gregorian calendar, since then Americans born prior to 1752, including Washington, have typically had their birthdays recognized under what their birthday would have been under the Gregorian calendar, since during the 1700s, February 11th under the Julian calendar would fall on February 22nd. On the Gregorian, Washington's birthday has been generally recognized as February 22nd. Are you even more confused? Well, so am I. The federal holiday honoring Washington was originally implemented by an act of Congress in 1879 for government offices in Washington and expanded in 1885 to include all federal offices. At the first federal holiday to honor an American president, the holiday was celebrated on Washington's birthday under the Gregorian calendar, February 22nd. On January 1st, 1971, the federal holiday was shifted to the third Monday in February by the Uniforms Monday Holiday Act. This places it between February 15th and 21, which makes Washington's birthday something of a misnomer since it never occurs on Washington's actual birthday. February 22nd, a rough analog of this phenomenon, can be seen in Commonwealth realms where the reigning monarch's official birthday is celebrated without regard to their actual date of birth. The first attempt to create a President's Day occurred in 1951 when the President's Day National Committee was formed by Harold Stonebridge Fisher of Compton, California, who became its national executive director for the next 2 decades. The purpose was not to honor any particular president, but to honor the office of the presidency. It was first thought that March 4th, the original inauguration day, should be deemed President's Day, but the bill recognizing March 4th stalled in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Well, can you imagine that? The committee felt that given its proximity to Lincoln and Washington's birthday, 3 holidays so close together would be unduly burdensome. But meanwhile, the governors of a majority of the states issued proclamations declaring March 4th President's Day in their respective jurisdictions. An early draft of the Uniform Monday Holiday Act would have renamed the holiday President's Day to honor the birthdays of both Washington and Lincoln, which would explain why the chosen date falls between the two, but this proposal failed in committee and the bill was voted on and signed into law on June 28, 1968, keeping the name Washington's birthday. By the mid-1980s, with a push from advertisers, the term President's Day began its public appearance. In Washington's adopted hometown of Alexandria, Virginia, celebrations are held throughout February. The holiday is also a tribute to the general who created the first military badge of merit for the common soldier. Revived on Washington's 200th birthday in 1932, the Purple Heart Medal, which bears Washington's image, is awarded to soldiers injured in battle. Community celebrations often display a lengthy heritage. Washington, hometown of Alexandria, Alexandria, Virginia, hosts a month-long tribute, including what is claimed to be the nation's longest running and largest George Washington birthday parade. Since 1862, there has been a tradition in the United States that George Washington's farewell address be read on his birthday. Citizens asked that this be done in the light of the ongoing Civil War at the time. So, you thought you knew what President's Day was. Well, I'm sure by the end of this you're more confused than you ever were. But it is President's Day, February 19th, 2018, and this has been LSR Radio.